So we've got 3 objectives here today. Number 1, I want to give you a strategy, a Facebook strategy. I know a lot of you are here for that. And we want to give you this social media strategy that you guys can walk away with. You can go in your car and sit in the parking lot right now and use the things that we're going to talk about today to start growing your business, to connect with more people. Number 2, we want to demonstrate why it is critical to our success that we engage a professional coach in our businesses. Just out of curiosity, does anybody in here have a coach or have had a coach in their business in the past? Okay, so probably like a quarter of the room, maybe less. Awesome. I'm glad everybody's here. We're going to talk about that. And then number 3, we're going to share some details about this brand new coaching program that we are building or actually have built. We've got a team of coaches, and this is our official launch date. So I'm really excited about that, and I'd love to talk. Yeah, thank you, Bree. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get right into this. Let me ask you a question. How do you do Facebook? This is a question you've probably never asked yourself. If you're of the younger generation, you probably don't do Facebook because it's uncool. But here's the thing. As people age, they inevitably end up on Facebook. They just do. I've seen it, right? So you lose your coolness a little bit, and then you join us old folks on Facebook. It's okay. You look young too. You'll be there. All right? So how do you Facebook? Are you like this guy, like this couple? Are you sitting on the couch? You're just kind of interested in it? Are you just scrolling through? And this actually works for Instagram too. If you're not on Facebook, you're probably on Instagram. Are you hitting the couch? Are you watching a football game? Is the Price is Right on? And you're just kind of scrolling through? Or worse, are you laying in bed at 11 o'clock when you should be asleep? And that little screen is 6 inches from your face, and you're just kind of scrolling. A couple of y'all are laughing because I'm talking about you, right? Or are you committed? Do you open up the app? Do you sit in front of your screen? And do you actually do intentional work through this super powerful platform? Because what you got to understand is that Facebook and social media, TikTok, oh God, TikTok especially, like they can be the biggest time wasters in our lives, can't they? They will suck 30 minutes out of your life before you know what happened. You will open up your phone on the couch, and then you will look up and it will be dark outside. And you'll go, oh gosh, I forgot to start dinner. I forgot to do this. Where are my children, right? I've been there. My wife and I have been there, I promise you. It can be the biggest time waster, or it can be one of the biggest platforms, and it's totally free that you can use to grow your business. And we're going to talk about that here today. So here's the interested couple, right? The interested couple, they kick back, they open up the app, and they just scroll, baby, scroll, right? They're just looking at things and just kind of doing things. And or maybe you're slouched in your chair in your office, just kind of thumbing through things when you really are just avoiding making phone calls. Anybody been there? It's okay, I can admit it, I've been there. Like I want to make phone calls, but the thing I use to make the calls has this on it, and oh, let me check this real quick, and then 30 minutes goes by, and then a little fire pops up over here, and you go, oh, look, real work, I'll go do this instead. Am I describing anybody's day-to-day activities sometimes? And by the way, I want you to know this is no judgment. This is me speaking from my experience. I haven't spoken to you about this. The reason I know this isn't because I researched it. It's because I have fallen into this trap over and over myself. Here's the next person. We call this seagull social media. Swoop and poop, the old swoop and poop. All right, here's the deal with the old swoop and poop. I'm going to coin this phrase, right? This is my seagull social media. Anybody ever heard of seagull management? Nobody, perfect. A seagull manager is that manager that shows up, and you're going to picture this person when I tell you what this is. It's the manager that shows up on your job, they swoop in unannounced, they poop all over everything you do, and then they swoop and fly right out of there. Anybody have that manager in their past? I know I had lots of them, right? Are you the seagull of social media? Are you swooping in? Are you scrolling? Maybe you hit a like button. Maybe you hit a little heart button. And you just keep it moving, you just keep it scrolling. The old swoop and poop social media, no real connection, no real interaction, no comments, no messages. You're just in and out real quick, and hey, it's good enough, right? I hit the like button. I'm sure they saw it. And then this one, this is my favorite, not favorite, but favorite to talk about. The old happy birthday, birthday emoji, birthday emoji, birthday emoji post. Anybody here have a birthday recently? Okay, I had one a couple weeks ago. Let me see if your day started like mine.
Oh, I bet it did.
Okay, so here's what happened. So when I open up my phone and I open up Facebook, there's 5 or 10 posts that say, happy birthday, balloon emoji, cake emoji, present emoji. And I go, thanks, Josh, boop, boop, boop. I like it. Thanks, Bree, boop, boop, boop. Thanks, Brittany, boop, boop, boop. And then I go and I get my shower done and I get the kids ready and then I get off to work and then I open it up again and now there's 35 of those messages. And then I go into a meeting and then I have lunch, I open it up in the afternoon, now there's 122 of those messages. Then I go home and there's 189 of those messages. And I've now given up at even caring who actually posted because there's no way I'm gonna sit there and scroll through 189 and thank each and every one of you. So then what do we do? What do we do the next day? Which this year I did not do on purpose. The next day we make the inevitable post. Oh my gosh, I feel the love. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. It was the best day ever. Right? We all do it. Who's done it? Come on, we've all done it.
I respond to each person.
Well, God bless you. Some people do, but most of us,
To like wish me a happy birthday.
but most of us don't. But most of us don't. And here's the thing. Most of us have this mindset and this mentality that it's good enough. At least we did it. And on some level, it is good enough. But is good enough what you want to be? Or do you want to stick out in people's minds? Do you want them to think of you? Do you want to be top of mind with these people? Right? There's a difference. So we're going to talk about, there's the seagull. You see him? He swooped and pooped on those people. Did y'all catch that? You see it? Come on now, I worked really hard on that. Thank you. A couple of y'all appreciate it. All right, so let's move into committed. How do you show up as a committed agent on Facebook for some actual progress and some growth? Number one, this is going to be a 7-step strategy, so I want you to write these down. Number one, we engage with stories. The stories are the things that are at the top of your page that people will post. And you start there every single morning. Every morning, whenever you sit down to go through this process, you start with your stories. You watch the little stories, you hit the little like button, you comment, and you direct message. Do you know when you comment on those, a lot of times it'll just message them directly, and it will actually reference the post or the story that you have messaged them about? The goal of this entire thing that we're about to talk about is engagement. It's about building relationships. It's about growing our network and staying top of mind. We like it, we comment, and we don't stop till we get to the end of the stories. Are any of y'all like me where you'll watch 4, 5, 6 stories and you're like, good Lord, I ain't got time for all this. And then you'll stop. And there's people at the end of that little thing that I never get to see, that I never interact with. They can see who saw their stories, they can see who liked their stories, and they definitely see messages sent to them about their stories. Let me ask you a question. Why is social media so big in our lives? What does it do for us? Okay, but on a personal level, it makes me feel good. That little like button, that little heart button, that little message, it triggers that little dopamine reaction in my brain that makes me smile. Do you guys ever post something and you just kind of can't wait to go back and see if somebody did something with it? Come on, I know you do. I'm not the only weirdo, all right? Sometimes I'll even wait. I'll be like, I'll wait 30 minutes before I go back to see. And then you go back and nobody did anything. You go, dang, I thought that was a good post. I don't understand. Facebook's killing me. They're not showing it to Josh. Josh would have loved this. Because we like that reaction. We like the interaction. We like the validation that what we put out was good and that people enjoyed it. So why would we withhold that from these people on their stories? They're putting those stories out there for what reason? What's the purpose of that story? To be seen, to share with the world. And when nobody validates that and nobody likes it and nobody interacts about it, how do we feel? A little bit embarrassed? A little sad, I heard somebody whisper, a little sad, a little shame. Oh my gosh, they don't like me, they're gonna laugh at me, right? Let's move on to step 2, engage your feed. Once we've gone through the stories, now we start scrolling down into our actual feed. And what are we looking for here? We're looking for opportunities to engage, opportunities to interact. Don't swoop and poop all over these people. Like the Like the post. Open up the comment section. See that Josh made a really funny comment. Interact with him because he might not be your Facebook friend. Maybe send a message to somebody or to whoever's post you just liked and say, oh my gosh, I totally connect with that. Oh my gosh, the picture of that beach you're on looks amazing. Where are you? We're looking for new places to go. Oh my goodness, that new car you just bought is amazing. How do you like that Audi or whatever? Look for reasons to brighten up somebody's day, to engage with them through their feed the same way that we're doing the stories. Number 3 is be present in groups. Does anybody here belong to Facebook groups? Okay, like most of you didn't raise your hand, you're not participating, or you just don't belong to groups. Look for groups. If you're not in groups, look for groups. Whatever you're into, whatever your interests are, there's a group on Facebook for it. There's a Brazelton yard sale group. There's probably a Brazelton garage sale group. There's a mom's group. There's a dad's group. There's a brother's group. There's a sister's group. There's a parents group. There's a moms who like motorcycles group. There's so many different groups that you can get into. And here's the goal of jumping into these groups. Is not to get in there and solicit and sell and constantly be the person that's always coming at you about business. The point here is to network. It's to build rapport. It's to build interactions and relationships with people. So when we get into these groups, we keep it relevant to what's in that group. And we think about what can I post in this group that's relevant to people who are in this group because we all have this one thing in common. So we ask questions about that thing, which then brings interaction, which interaction breeds familiarity. We get a couple of interactions, I'm gonna friend request you, and now we have a connection. And then we get to one of these other steps here, make friends daily. That's your next step. Once you've gone through your stories, you've gone through your feed, you've looked at all your groups, now your task is 10 to 15 friend requests every single day. I'm going to go find my current friends, look at their friends list, and I'm going to randomly start picking people. What's the harm in that? Could you get rejected? They don't accept your friend request? Yeah, that could happen. Would you feel really awful about it? I wouldn't. I wouldn't care because I don't really know them, right? But let's say you do 10 a day, 5 days a week, and let's say only half of those actually accept your friend request. At the end of the week, that's 25. What's 25 times 50? It's 1,250. A year from today, you've grown your network on social media by 1,250 people very intentionally. These are people that you've interacted with now because you're following. Once they accept my friend request, I'm going to go back to step 1 with all of them. I'm going to engage their stories, their feed. I'm going to be present in the groups that they're present in. And then I'm going to start collecting their friends as my friends too. And we're going to start building our network through this process. Step number 5 here, engage new friends. So we made friends, right? We went out and we requested 10 to 15 friends every day. Last week, let's say we had 25 friends who actually accepted our request. Now they're part of my friends group. In that second week, I have a goal, and this is going to make some of you uncomfortable, and that's okay, but I want you to direct message them and thank them for the connection. Not as a business person, not as a real estate agent, as a human. Anybody here not human that I need to know about, right? Rich, I can see that. So he's very tall. I mean, so we engage them on a human level. Hey, Josh, great to connect. Thanks for accepting my friend invite. By the way, I saw this really cool thing you did the other day on your post, man. That was awesome. And now I'm starting a conversation. I'm connecting, I'm engaging, I'm interacting with them. And that's the point of all of this, okay? Oh gosh, number 6, birthday like you mean it, man. Look, do this in front of your desktop or your laptop. You can open up your friends list, you can hit the birthday list, and it'll show you whose birthday it is today. And it'll show you whose birthday it was in the last few days, if you missed one. And it'll show you whose birthday is coming up. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to direct message these people. Very simple. April, I see it's your birthday. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you have the best day ever. You doing anything fun for your birthday this week? And just leave it alone and see what happens. People will respond. Some won't, but most will. Then I want you to really plus this thing up. I want you to do this, all right? This is going to make you really uncomfortable. I want you to pull out your phone. I want you to record a video, and I want you to send them a happy birthday video. Does that make some people uncomfortable? It's okay. But here's what we do. This is very basic. They're like, oh my gosh, what do I say? Okay, here, watch this, right? You ready? Here we go. April, I see it's your birthday. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you have the best day ever. Happy birthday. Click. How long did that take? 4 to 5 seconds. No, you don't review it. You send it. My instructions are very clear. You record it and you send it. You don't review it. Because if you review it, that is going to take you 40 minutes to do one. You're going to have 19,000 takes of 4 seconds each. And you're going to be cussing in some of them. And it's not okay. You have to just say, happy birthday. Katie, it's Adrian. I see it's your birthday. No filter. No filter. No filter.
She just learned about Snapchat.
No makeup. I'm just kidding. You can put makeup on if you want. Gentlemen, go for it. It's 2023. Here's the deal. Thank you. I don't care what you do. Just do the dang video. You could put on a costume. Do the video. I really don't give a crap what you do. Just do the video. Because here's what's going to happen. The 188 other people who said, happy birthday, balloon emoji, cake emoji, they are forgotten as quickly as they were read. You sent a video. You said happy birthday. You took time to do something that scares the crap out of 99% of our population. People don't like to do videos. My gosh, we're realtors and we don't like to do it. Go to the guy who works on the assembly line at a factory and tell him to do a video. No thanks. It's just not happening. So I'm telling you, this is a huge deal, one-to-one message. And then your final step, once you've completed all these other things, now you go and create your very first post of the day. You post one story and you post whatever it is your first post. Now that first post, that first story can be about business if you want it to be. I'm okay with that. It could be personal. I'm okay with that too. What you got to understand with your social media strategy is it can't be all business. People will unfollow you. Nobody cares about all your listings all the time. Nobody cares about that cute house in Brazelton all the time. It's nice to work those in because we want them to see us. But let me tell you something else that happens. When we do steps 1 through 6 first, and then we do step 7 last, the little Facebook bots, they look at that and go, hey, these two know each other and like each other. They're messaging. So I'm going to make sure that I serve up this post to April because Adrian just messaged her and she responded. So I'm going to go through all that with all these people, and then I'm going to do my post, and then magically all the people I just had interactions with will have a much higher likelihood of actually seeing what I just did. Y'all get it? I'm building organic interaction. I'm building a network and a database through Facebook. I'm not paying for Facebook leads. I'm not banging on digital doors to strangers. I'm building this. Yes, there's an aspect there where you got to make friends daily, and that might be a little weird. But I promise you, do y'all ever accept friend requests from people that you don't know, but you see they're connected to 7 other friends of yours? No, Bree doesn't. She has no trust in Facebook. Bree, get out. I'm just kidding. But you see what I'm saying? I do it all the time. You friend request me, I'm going to your page and I'm stalking you. Who are your friends? Who is your daddy? What does he do? Does anybody remember that? Kindergarten cop? My gosh, how old am I? Who is your daddy? What does he do? All right. I want to know who your family is. I want to know who your friends are. I want to know you're not a scammer coming out of, Eastern Europe, because my gosh, they're out there, aren't they? Same thing's going to happen to you. But see, you're a happy, joyous, bright, positive realtor with lots of friends, and you're friend requesting people that you have in common with them. So your likelihood of getting brought into the fold is much higher than the stranger from across the ocean somewhere else that I have no connections with. All right? So look, all of this, about an hour, hour and a half a day, 5 days a week. This is the whole system. And here's the thing, when I was putting this together, I was like, my gosh, I looked at this and I thought, man, I'm going to have some people in the room that are going to be angry. They were like, this is too simple. I came in here for the magic pill. Where's the magic pill? This is the magic pill. Is anybody doing anything like this currently? A couple of you are, right? This is the secret sauce. This is the secret formula. It's very simple. Is this easy? I promise you, well, it is after a while, but I promise you, try it tomorrow morning and tell me how easy it was. You're going to have anxiety around those messages. It's still weird. Because you know what Facebook is, what social media is? It's very voyeuristic. You understand what I mean by that? We're all a bunch of watchers. We see things. We see people. Anybody ever have this like weird, where you have this person that just keeps popping up on your Facebook feed and you know all these things about their personal lives, where they went on vacation, what they ate for dinner last night, but you've never spoken to them once in your life in person. And then you see them in public and you're like, do I say something? Right? What do? Most of us just pretend we don't see it. We keep on moving. Right? What I want you to do moving forward is, hey, I know you. We're Facebook friends. Take that awkward thing and stick it on the table in front of them and just acknowledge it, because if you recognize them, they probably recognize you too. And now you took a digital connection and you made it a real personal connection. We gonna do this? We got one yes and some head nods. I'll take it. All right, let's move on. There's some resources I told y'all that you would download. So here's what I'm gonna give you. First of all, there's a download, the very first one up there, social media content calendar. So we have a 12-month content calendar where every single day it gives you an idea from a business perspective of what you should be posting on Facebook. You can take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it, it's up to you. But it's literally every day, 365 days. This picture will do you no good, right? Because look, there's a QR code, but I'm only gonna give it to you at the end because I want you to stay. Right? Because I'm sadistic that way. All right. So stay tuned till the end, and you will be able to download all these wonderful things. We've got the social media calendar. We've got this list of all the things we just talked about. There's a form that reminds you of those things. Lead gen activities. This is a free download. It's an idea starter for lead generation activities. Agent Scripts Simplified. It's a 37-page script book. It's actually in the back of these binders. We'll talk about that, but you guys can get a digital copy of that. And then 71 ways to add people to your database. It's another downloadable just to get the creative juices flowing, okay? All right, let's move on.